Yeah, yeah. What they saying? I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine.
You still don't know about real estate? You don't know whether to jump in. You don't know if you ain't got the right mindset. You don't know if it's the right time. H.G.R.G got you. We just dropped the ebook. Go check it out. It's in the description below. Welcome to the H.G.R.G podcast. We back with another one. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on? What's good, guys?
Salute, King.
We here.
Happy Wednesday.
We definitely here. Happy Wednesday. A new time, guys. Happy Wednesday. Lance, man, I want to ask you a question, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
You good, man? Everything all right?
Yeah, I'm solid, 100%.
All right, just ask Dan that he's still with us, though.
DT, you still with us?
I'm here, buddy. Hey, best friend. I'm here, best friend.
Hey, best friend. We good. We get to go.
Yeah.
So, hey, with that being said, we're bringing another one to you. We want to speak about today the fear of rejection. That's what the episode is going to be about today. We notice a lot of people are fearful of jumping in for multiple reasons, and we want to go through a few of that. A few of those for you guys, right? I know, speaking personally, to people, myself, is that I hear people thinking that. This is just the other day, actually. True story. It's just the other day. Do you guys remember I told you I spoke to a female and I saved her like $30,000 just speaking to her?
She wanted to save 55 or something like that.
Right. And I'm like, you don't need that. X, Y, and Z. So I run to her again. I go, what's up? And she goes, yeah, I'm just trying to save up more. I said, whoa.
Why are we still saving, bro? What the fuck?
Whoa, I saved you the money already. We spoke about that.
Right.
And she, yeah, and I'm also trying to build my credit score. I said, well, what's your credit score? And she goes, oh, my credit score is like a 739 or something like that. And I'm like, I said, you ready right now?
Let me fix my glasses for that, bro. What?
I said, you ready right now? I know you got the money. We spoke about it. You talking about, I go, listen, how about you do this? Just say you're not ready because you're not ready.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And she goes, fine, I'm not ready. It's the fear. It's the fear. She has everything set up, but she's fearful to jump in, right? Just Jerry.
I just don't understand it, but go ahead.
So that's the question I'm going to ask you.
Yeah,
right?
I just don't understand it, man. I just don't understand. I'm be honest.
She got the credit score. She got the money. What do you think that fear is? Right.
The fear is it's a lot of things. So you could factor in a lot of things. Losing money. You saved all your money, and you lose it in one shot. If you buy a bad buy, you could get all the way to the starting point and get rejected by the bank because I didn't do it right, or I didn't buy right and the bank is not backing it. You do all that work and you just put the money in and you lose it. That's what they think happens.
Put the money in. Right.
Yeah, that's what they think happens. My issue is there's so many things out here that could teach you how to get to the goal that you want. But you're so focused on the negative, on the risk, that you don't jump over that hurdle. I don't understand it. The reason why I don't understand is because if you have the money, what you were saving it for? You were saving it for this risk. If you have the credit score, what you have the credit score for? Just to make it look good? Just to say you have it? You save you fix your credit score for a risk. You get to the risk and you're like, what are we talking about?
Right.
So that's why, for me, when you speak to me and when you speak about this young lady that you just said, I don't understand it. I don't. She's doing it for the risk. Why are we not taking the risk for it?
Do we think that's like a demographic thing? Do we think that's like our, brown and brown and black people and
No, because I'm gonna tell you right now,
what do you think? What do you think that is? That fear?
she's white.
Mm.
It's education, bro. But I would say for us, for our culture, every cent, every dollar, every $20, every dime counts for them. They don't we don't understand in our culture. Money is a tool, not a way of living. If you want something today, you work your ass off to get it. That's you. All you did was you find yourself a tool and you worked your ass with that tool to get what you wanted. You wanted sneakers, right? Say it again.
I'd be controversial here.
Yeah, I told you.
Why isn't that mindset applied when the new Jordans come out? Why is all that go out the window? Why the risk factor?
I give you the reason why. I give you the
Why
reason why.
not go out the window when the newest Jordans come out?
I give you the reason why. Jordans cost $200, and buying property is a couple thousand.
Well, we about to argue because that's all they got.
What you mean?
They don't.
Yeah, well, they might not even have the 200, but yeah, you want them Jordans? Let's go get them. I don't even got it. I'm gonna borrow Rob Peter to pay Paul. I'm gonna short my light bill here. I'm gonna take care of them Jordans for you because sometimes you got more than one kid. The adult kids that wear the adult sizes, that's 180, 225. The young kids that wear $200. That's 125, 140. So go ahead, let me get this little $350, $400. Let me buy my kids what they're looking for, so they can fly and fresh for the holidays. I'll just pay.
The issue is that though. He just said the numbers. So it's $400. $400 and $4,000. They think, wow.
Yeah, but that mentality doesn't. I'm not going to allow, and I'm not saying you, but I don't allow anybody to give me that excuse when you get a tax return of $10,000. You get a tax return of $1,000.
That's a fact. And it's tax season now, motherfuckers.
You have access to funds in one way, shape, form, or fashion. And you do the same thing with that 5,000 or whatever that you would do with the 3, 4, 500.
That's a fact.
I remember I used to be a garbage man in my previous profession, and I remember during the holiday season, tax season, and right now, driving by, collecting garbage, in front of in the hood, in the hood, and they got all beds and mattresses and sofas at the curb.
They got brand new ones.
Like 5 beds, sofas, new table for the kitchen, new couch, everything. And you think, Danny, somebody must have got evicted or moved out.
No.
So you look, right next to that old stuff is new boxes for the new stuff.
That's correct.
And I get it, what I'm saying, treat yourself, but bro, this furniture was good. Was it? You could have took that new furniture, the new bed. You could have invested in yourself. That's another thing. What I kind of want to get at, right? That's why I asked you: is you think it's a demographic thing or a black, brown, and yellow thing? I had this conversation with my cousin all the time. When you grow up, and we're creatures of habit, right? So you live in a neighborhood. Your parents, you grow up in this neighborhood. Their parents lived in that neighborhood. Now you grow up, you live there, your kids, then they grow up, they live there, then their kids. And when you look back, you can go 4 or 5 generations in like a 10-block radius. And that's all your history.
Right.
That's like our people. That's what we come from, right? You know what I mean? Nobody ever took you out that circle. Not to say that there's something wrong with that 10-block radius, but venture outside of that. Like take it outside of that. And at the end of the day, none of these people owned anything.
Right.
We rented. We took over this lease. My grandmother passed away, so I took over her apartment because it was the low, and I don't want to ever tell nobody she died because I'm gonna pass that down to my kids so we can keep that rent until the gentrification comes, and then it all changes. But nevertheless, when your parents or whoever you were brought up by, renting is just what they did. Renting is what they did. And then you just like, it's easier just to rent. Sometimes I talk to people.
So let me ask, does that create a fear of rejection because you don't know any better and you're used to renting, everyone around you is renting because you're taking a leap of faith, right? or what you would look at it faith. Us is calculated now because we
Yeah.
right. But to them, it may be faith, a leap of faith, But with that leap of faith, the key word is faith, right? So are you scared of the rejection part of it because you've never been there before or you don't know anyone there before? That's what I want to get at.
I think that could be
rejection. That's what causes
I think that could definitely be an ingredient, but I also think there's other ingredients to it. And some people more this than that than this. But I think the fear of rejection is definitely an ingredient. I think another ingredient is just the lack of information.
The knowledge.
You'd be surprised how many people you go to. They don't even know how to buy a house. They don't even know how much they need, they don't even know the steps. They think that it takes $40,000, 800 credit score, and they don't know how to read and write or fill out the paperwork, so they're just never going to be able to do it.
Right. So isn't that you fear what you don't know? Isn't that the same?
Yeah.
Right. You fear what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So you fear you get rejected because you don't know any better. Right, like you just said, having a lot of paperwork and just Jerry and I have dealt with a lot of fucking paperwork at points, and like we got to sit down and go line for line. Like, God damn, okay, hold on, let me read this again. You know what I'm saying? Let's go through this shit again. What does this say? You know what I'm saying? What is this, Jerry? What is this asking us? You know what I'm saying? So I understand it, right? But you have to overcome that, right? So we have to still bulldoze it through that and still got to go, let's do this paperwork. Let's figure it out. Let's apply for this. Let's get that. Let's do this. We've been there. Right?
What are we fucking talking about, bro? This shit doesn't even make sense. You want to change your life, but don't want to change your life.
It's not that. Just
bro,
it's
hold
fear
on.
of
The lady,
the fear of that rejection.
The lady you just spoke about
has
the money, has the credit, and has you by her waistline.
Right.
Tell me what the fuck else she needed.
But no knowledge.
She has you.
Don't know.
Bro, if she would invest in herself and say, Lance, give me all the nouns I need.
Yeah.
I know I have this much. You told me I don't need this much. So I'm going to invest in myself and buy your program. What else are we talking about?
Yeah.
She has everything in her hands and still she's going, I'm not ready. Bro, she's doing everything for her.
But you not understand though that fear is paralyzing. And I'm not sticking up, right?
But we're in 2024, bro.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's the point of this podcast. That's the point of Lance bringing up what he's saying and why he's saying it, and obviously you bringing up that point. On one side of the coin, you're like, what are you waiting for? It's right there for you. Like, open your eyes. Like, if I pinch you, would you feel it? Like, and Lance is at the other side saying, yeah, they've been pinched. They're in their mind, they are woke. They just refuse to take that step because of the fear of, and you could put any word there, but right now we're talking about the fear of rejection.
But I'm with that.
Is the paralyzing thing that they don't realize, you're the one ready to push them off the bridge, and they don't even realize that they're on the bridge.
But you said they were woke. So they're going to stay woke for 15, 20 years?
No. What do you mean woke? I'm sorry.
You used woke. They understand that they have to do an exchange. Or they understand the investment conversation. Because she understands. She understands the investment. That's what she's doing it for.
Well, in third party, she understands it. She understands the theory of it, right? The theory is 1 + 2, right?
Correct.
If I save money and I have good credit, I could buy a house. That they understand.
Correct.
Right?
What happens after that, though?
Making it practical for themselves.
Right. That's the problem.
Can't do it.
That's the problem.
Can't do it.
That's the problem.
I'm still confused, man. I'm still confused.
That's the problem.
It may not make sense for you because you don't think that way. You don't have
your mind's not wired that way.
I want to be a basketball player. I'm gonna play ball. I'm practicing. When I play ball, I don't play ball.
No. Then they go, all right, go try out for the best AAU team in your area, and you go, wait a minute. Hold on.
So I'm woke, but I stay woke for the rest of my life. And don't make it.
I think woke. Did you say woke, DC?
I don't know if I said that.
Yeah, he said woke. That's why I use his woke.
Yeah, I think that's wrong.
If I'm practicing, if I understand the game, and then you ask me to go to the NCAA, and I go,
No, AAU. Let's just make it more practical.
oh,
AAU.
AAU,
And then
I go,
oh,
I don't try out for the team.
Mhm.
I did that for what? Is
Yeah,
what
but
I'm asking.
that's a bad analogy, right? Because you could want to be a basketball player and just not have the talent, right? You got to have the talent matched along with that. This situation, it doesn't really have nothing to do with talent.
The talent is my credit score.
Which I like. I like that analogy. I do like that analogy, but one would defer that.
You can fight it, but I'll give you examples of what am I speaking about. My credit score is my talent.
All right. Well, I mean, what's the argument then?
That's what he's trying to say. Like, if you got everything, what's stopping you from moving forward?
She's telling Lance, I want to do this. What? Okay, let me teach you how to do this.
But then she says, I'm not ready.
Oh, this is when you put the pressure on her.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out what is that? What are we missing here? What people missing? I think it's the fear of rejection. That's why I want to speak about it today. Right? Yeah. It's the fear of not accomplishing that goal. It's the fear of putting your hard-earned money in and it not working out for you. I think of them maybe not getting the best interest rate in their minds, right? Because their credit score.
Yeah, there's so many variables. There's so many variables.
That is all social media.
Not necessarily, because
that's what runs it.
Yeah, that not necessarily, because there's some people that like they'll stick to that fear, or they'll stick to the fear of rejection or whatever, based off of an experience that a friend of a friend of a friend had, based off of an experience that they may have saw on social media, or based off an experience that maybe they read about. I had a conversation with a tenant of mine. She's been there forever. I'm like, listen, when are you going to buy a house? Not that I want you to go, because you're a great tenant, but what is it going to take for you to buy your own house? She was like, I got to do A, B, C, D, and E. I said, well, I want to help you buy a house. I want to help you buy a house. I want you to own, your own property. I want you to, reap the benefits like I'm reaping the benefits. You know what I'm saying? Right. And she's like, yeah, but I applied for a credit card like 3 years ago and they denied me.
3 years ago, my man.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
one ain't got shit to do with the other.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't, man. I had to explain that. I said, it doesn't matter. Like right now, if I ask you what's your credit score and you told me it's 500, right? I don't care. That's okay. Now that your credit score is 500, you don't have any money saved up, right? So you got $0 saved up. You got a 500 credit score. That's okay. Now let's have a conversation and let's get the understanding of what it's going to take to get you there, right? For the last so many years, you've been an amazing tenant, and I love you for that. But let's work on the next year or two to get you in a position where you can buy your own property.
This is what I'm saying.
It's a start. There's a starting point. Forget that credit card you applied for back then. Let's just talk about today and what we could do tomorrow to make the next day better than the last day, and just go from there. And that conversation was a year and a half ago.
Is this too simple?
I know I make it sound simple, so I understand what you guys are saying. But the issue I have is I'm already fighting the fight. That's my only problem. If we're already fighting the fight and your mind is already pivot and you're already like, yeah, I'm ready to go. All right, so what are we doing to get there?
But obviously they're not ready to go, Jerry. Then obviously they're not ready to go. There's something there. There's a fear of something there that they're not ready to go. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? We've had people in our lives ask us 100 questions, set up a whole consultation. We talk to them, and then we're like, "You ready?" And they're like, "We'll get back to you." Like, why? Get back to you. Why? You've loved everything that was said. You've been talking to us for months on our live. You've had every question you could possibly have answered for you. Mm-hmm. What more is there? Yeah, right. What is that hurdle?
I think that hurdle, obviously, there's a different answer for every person. It's different. Some people it's trust. Some people it's the fear of losing. Some people it's I can't trust anybody. And listen, man, what $5,000 means to a person who ain't never had nothing, who never seen $5,000 like that, they would die over that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I said. But that comes down to, you just made that a fucking great point. When they get the tax return, they blow it on the same thing as Jordan's.
What's going on, world? It's the one and only Lance, 1/3 of H.G.R.G. You ain't got your membership yet? Go get you that. We hold your hand from A to Z. Our team is your team. I'm talking realtors. I'm talking financing. I'm talking property management. I'm talking about walkthroughs for your property, giving you the breakdowns, what the rents look like, how much it's going to cost, fixes, everything. We give you everything. Why don't you have yours? Go check us out right now at H.G.R.G.club and get your membership now.
Yeah, because when you never had nothing, right? When you never had nothing, and you get a check for a lump sum, and you got a couple kids here, or let's say you don't got a couple kids, let's say you just got yourself, and you went all year without. You know what I'm saying? And now I got this bag. I ain't going without for this next couple months because I'm splurging. I'm blowing. That's like what just happened recently with the PPP checks, during COVID and all that.
Absolutely.
You seen the craziest of crazy.
Everybody was outside.
Everybody was rich. There was no such thing as regular schmegulars. Nobody lived and worked a 9 to 5. Nobody made $50,000. Everybody was a millionaire, 2.5, 7.8 million. Nobody wore regular clothes. Everybody was dipped from head to toe. It's
so crazy. You example, one of our conversations, he was young, he's a young fella and wanted to be rich in 2 years.
Right. Yeah.
This ain't for you, bro.
This ain't for you. Let's be clear.
This ain't for you. You want to be rich in 2 years?
Yeah.
Bro, you have to have a lot of capital to play that game.
Yeah.
If you ain't got that lot of capital, you're going to step by step. Correct. He's not understanding when we change the mindset. That's what we continue to preach. That's why I keep on saying I don't understand it. It's because if you change your mindset, you're ready to go.
Right.
Well, yeah, but they want to live like they want to live. Listen, if somebody who listens to Lance, Jerry, and Dan, they don't want to join a program today and tomorrow I can't live like you.
But what's wrong with? I'm being real. What's wrong with $3,500 extra a month? On top of everything.
What's wrong with it? Not a damn thing.
$3,500 extra a month.
Not a damn thing.
What you make. And then a year from now, maybe that turns into $6,500.
You want me to be real with you?
What's wrong with $6,500 extra a month on whatever you're bringing?
$3,500 kind of beats a lot of this of society and the world.
Most people don't make that.
Exactly.
It pays at minimum pays for your mortgage or rent, and it pays for your car note. I know that,
bro. That's $41,000.
I know that.
That's higher than the average household income, single family household income. That's
what I'm trying to tell you.
So I know that. So I know we over here trying to make $50,000 a month. I get it. I know I get it. You want to make $50,000 a month. I get it. But what's wrong with $3,500? Your first, after the first year and a half.
I'm not trying to go off the topic though. We're $34 trillion into debt. Our fucking country. If you do the math, that's $100,000 per person. Per person in debt. In a household is $200,000. You're $200,000 in debt in our country if you live with a significant other.
Right.
And you're talking about $3,500. I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking that risk. What are we talking about, bro?
Yeah, I mean, we can even simplify it. I mean, obviously for us it'll be simple, but who what about the notion of you purchasing a property and getting a check at closing?
That's a fact. What's wrong with making $500 in a month for your first property? $400. What's wrong with that? You got a property, you parked your money into something that's bringing you $400 a month. I just spoke to my wife's best friend yesterday. They said they have $40,000 in the bank. They were making $4. She said, what'd she say? $4 a month or something like that? She made $4 a month off it. $40,000. She made $4 a month.
And we would tell that young lady, you don't trust the process. Use 1/3 of that. We're not asking for all of it. Use 1/3 of that. Understand real estate. I'll bet you in the money you'll come back and say, hey, listen, let me buy 2, 3 more, 4 houses.
Right. What's wrong with making 4? I don't understand this. What's wrong with making 400? You talk about fear. If you should fear keeping your money in a bank.
Especially in this world right now.
I don't understand it. Park your money in some real estate, make $300, $400, $500 a month. See if it works, and then get you another one. Then make $600, $700, $800 a month.
Yeah, but again, that goes against what people show on Instagram, right? Because if you say you got $40,000 in the bank and you're telling me I could see $400 or $500 a month on that, that's what, 10, 11%?
Yes, sir.
Right? I mean, that's only 10, 11%. It's only $400 a month. That's all.
That sounds corny.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
400 to 500 for $4.
Yeah.
All right. Well, keep your money in the bank and make $4.
Yeah, it does. To the people who are looking for, you know what I'm saying, the shiny syndrome objects.
I guess so. I guess so.
I just
really, you can turn that 40. Really, you can turn that 40 into somewhere around $1,500 to $2,000 a month.
If you do it right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think what it all boils down to is, and I think this goes back to the beginning of the conversation, is really just the understanding of money.
That's what I kept on saying.
Understanding.
So when I say fear of rejection, you guys are saying let's kind of curve the fear and make it more about knowledge and understanding, and that's where that comes from.
Yeah, but I think
it plays. I think it plays a hand in hand. So
yeah, it's like food or a cake, right? There's different ingredients that have to be put together for it to be that final product, and fear is one of them. You know what I mean? Right. Fear is definitely one of them. Fear of being rejected, fear of so many things, lack of understanding, lack of knowledge is another thing. Those are two major components.
Do you not think that one contributes to the other? Not knowing equals more fear.
Yeah, I think both.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think not knowing equals more fear, and I also think fear equals to not wanting to know. I think
shy away from it.
Yeah, I think it's I think they intertwine. I think you can go either way with it. I think it's both. And again,
you make a valid point. Absolutely.
So you're saying fear basically keeps you in one zone.
Keeps you in the box.
You ever heard somebody say, I'm just gonna pay rent for, I don't care, I pay rent for the rest of my life. If anything breaks, I don't gotta worry about nothing. I just pay rent. My landlord fixes everything. I'm good. I just pay rent. I'm good. I don't got to worry about doing grass. I don't got to worry about fixing nothing. I just pay rent. All right, cool. Now, if you understand, if you have that doesn't mean that just because you understand, you're not going to rent. But if you have a different understanding, you might change your mentality right there. If you're going to pay your landlord $1,200 to rent that apartment, when you could have bought that apartment or that house for $600 a month, if anything were to break, or if you got to do your lawn care and pay somebody, I mean, you could save $400 a month. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just in living in the same conditions, the same, nothing different.
Yep.
Yeah.
Security deposit.
I agree with you.
Your security deposit, your first month's rent, and your last month's rent, if that's what you're up to, that could have been your down payment for that property. You are now the owner. You have a tax write-off, right? If something goes wrong, you know how you're spending $1,200 a month. If you took 10% of that $1,200, which is $120 a month, and you save that, which is what landlords do. It's called a CapEx expense, right? You save that a month, even if there's nothing that goes wrong. You save that a month. You'll have like $1,400 a year. You save that until you get a certain cap, whatever, cover your roof, your furnace, hot water tank, and then you stop. Okay, and then your lawn care. What does that cost you? $50 every 2 weeks, $100 a month. Okay, no problem. And that's only during the summer months. No problem. You got a winter contract for plowing. Cool. So you take $400.
If you're in a place where it snows a lot.
Yeah, if you're even there, right? So that you take $400 on top of your rent, so you're at $1,000, right? And that's because you're saving for everything. You still save yourself $200 a month.
It's a fact.
And you own the property. And if any of those things come up, snow care, lawn care, furnace, roof, those are all tax write-offs. So you're gonna get the tax credit for all that right back.
Oh, and we're saying if you don't want to do anything.
Yeah, that's if you just want to pay, just like you're paying rent to your landlord. All you'd have to do is pay your mortgage to your bank. That's the only difference.
We're saying that.
He's saying if you don't want to push a lawnmower or you don't want to get your hands dirty,
you're paying for it, and you're still saving $200.
Yep.
That's the only thing. That's the reason why I don't care about what people say, bro. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't care what
it might be the first time H.G.R.G is like,
I don't. Yeah, nah, it's not the
But
first
like
time, but it ain't gonna be
unsure
the last time
of
too.
the answer.
I can't give you the answer on that, bro. I can't give you the answer on that. I don't like that we could preach this. We could sit there and we're not the only one preaching. So if you don't sit down with H.G.R.G, you can sit down with somebody else. But you're not telling me you're doing all the work for you to take the risk. And when it's time to take the risk, you're like, oh, I can't do it. I just can't fathom that, bro.
The only time I ever had a
basically-
conversation with somebody that it made sense to me was an older lady. Her husband passed away, and she lived, in a house with her husband. Once he passed away, she didn't want to stay there more because the house reminded her of her husband. She had enough funds to go buy a house, cash if she wanted to, whatever she wanted to do. But she decided she wanted to move into like condo type of situation, pay rent. She didn't want to.
That makes sense.
It was like more about community for her. Okay, I understand that.
I'm on this, but hey, before you said that, she owned the house.
Yes.
She tried it. She did her thing and said, listen, hold on. I'm not doing that again. I'm too old for this. I want to do this and this and this. I'm cool with that conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
She tried it though.
Yeah.
And she wasn't mad because you know why? Because at the end of all that conversation, she got the bag back. She got her bag back. She sold it and got the money back.
Yeah.
Then went to and moved forward in her life.
From ownership.
Right.
I'm cool with that. That conversation I'm cool with.
Now, if she was renting and her husband died,
and she can't pay the rent where she's at.
To do what she wanted to do.
And she was able to utilize those funds from the sale of the house, not only to pay her rent, but also to pay, because she needed like home health aides and stuff like that to help her. So, she utilized that to help her cost of living. I don't know if she had like some type of income coming in, Social Security from her husband. That I don't know the details of, but I know she took some of those funds and helped her live a better life.
You know what I would have told her? You bought right. You did a right job.
Mm-hmm.
My conversation is limited to that, bro. She did what she had to do, and at the moment of time, she don't want to do it no more. She can walk away.
I think just Jerry. I think your issue is more like the person that's acting like they're getting in a position to be a buyer.
Yes.
And then when you get there, there's this fear, So just Jerry's going, well, then fuck your credit score. What do you need credit score for?
What do you need it for?
What are you saving for if it's all for nothing, right? So what are we doing here? I think that's your main.
That is my gripe on what the fuck is going on. You're past all the maybe I should do it. Oh, thinking about it. You passed all that. You worked on your credit score. You got the money. You have enough money to buy and educate yourself. I'm mad that you didn't do it while you were saving up. I'm mad that you didn't do that, but you didn't do that. But you have the money to buy and educate yourself, and you have a credit score, bro. My words are lost after
fear
that.
of rejection. I think that's where it comes in. DT. I mean, I think when I say, I think it's the fear of the rejection. You know what I'm saying? The unknown, the what ifs. Yes, a lot of people, almost everyone you speak to, will know that you got to have some money in the bank and you got to have a good credit score to move forward in real estate. I think a lot of people are lost after that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't argue that. I can't argue that. Like I said you before,
Me either.
I think there's multiple ingredients, but I mean if it narrows down to it and you want to put your thumb on something, you want to call it that, I can't argue that. I can't argue that. Because I mean you're valid. It's not like you're wrong. You know what I mean? That's not wrong at all. You're definitely valid for sure. For sure. Well, I guess what the frustration lies with all three of us is because we are not gun shy. We are not scared to pull the trigger. We are not scared to shoot our shot in something that we obviously have experience in, that we live our lives by, and that we tried and true, and we know for sure that this is not just a way but the way. Is what
I want to ask you a question when you finish.
Is what I tell people all the time when they ask, for example, is now the time to buy? Why real estate right now? Interest rates, this, that, and the third. And I always say, as real as you see this wall in front of you, or this car, this sun, or this sky, that's as real as your success can be, in real estate. If you don't open your eyes to look at it, if you don't turn your head to point in that direction and stare at what I just said to you, then you'll never get it. And that's the same thing with properties. If you don't pull the trigger and buy one, you'll never get it.
You never understand it. My question to you will be for you both. What change you had to do? Oh, what mindset you had to change to get to your first property? What happened? What put you over the edge?
You want to go last or I'll go?
I mean, I think we spoke this, just being sick of your situation and the situation you're in. I mean,
so the person that we're talking to, our culture, who's sick every day they go to 9 to 5. Why doesn't they take the leap? Because if you did,
I guess that's the $1 million question. You know, I guess it's a $1 million question. I think it's like DT was saying, it's different for everybody. I just think it's a fear of rejection. What if this shit don't work? Then what? My money's gone.
we're back to
It's
square
not
one.
gone. It's not gone. But their thought may be, my money's gone. What I saved up for, this ain't working out. I'm a failure. You know what I'm saying? And now I got to figure something else out. Or now I'm still stuck and back to where I was at. Back to square one. So, you know, it's that fear, man. I think that's what
when you buy, when I'm using his example, I'm being a little bit hard on us, is because I'm really not feeling the culture right now. His example, tax season, you spend all the bag anyway for your dressers, your beds.
It's tangible to them.
Well, you can't sell it. You're never gonna get the same amount.
It's tangible. You can touch it. You can feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's there. So it's different when and it's immediate.
Yeah, and it's not an investment, right? You didn't.
It's not an investment.
You didn't invest your funds in anything. You just spent your funds. You know, to your point, right? You're not going to get nothing back because it's spent. You burnt that money. You smoked that money. That money gone. She gone.
Correct.
You smoked that, right?
Correct.
She gone. That shit gone. You know, if you don't invest it, then it's not coming back. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. You know, with our people, because you know, you mentioned the amount of money that a household is, the average household is in debt. I mean, it's I'm sure some are double and triple that, right? And you know, most of these people are fitting that script that they make, you know, 30 to 40 to 50,000 a year, and they're $250,000 in debt. You know what I mean? And it's a real thing. You really check the check is a real thing. And I'm sure that most of the people that are listening are probably in that scenario where check to check is a real thing, where it's like, I don't have enough to do whatever I want to do because I got to make sure I'm straight at home first, or this, that, and third. You know, I get it. You know, I come from that. I know that feeling. So, you know, we're not here talking down at you. You know, we're talking to you. You know, you want to get out of that. Don't be who we talking about. You know, do the opposite. You know, take your first step to do the right thing. Do it right. You know, do your YouTubes, do your Googles, get in contact with H.G.R.G. Do something. You know, just take a step. Read all you want to read. Look at any video you want to look at. You know, talk to your local banks, your mortgage brokers, some realtors, somebody in around your way that's doing it. You know, my mom always said, you want to be a loser, hang around losers. You want to be successful, hang around successful people. You want to be a lawyer, hang around lawyers. So I encourage you. You want to be a real estate mogul, you want to own your own house, hang around people who are real estate moguls, or hang around somebody who owns their own house. And you're going to be just like that. You know, ask the right questions. Don't be ashamed to do so. And you know, the fear of anything is the opposite of love, right? The opposite of security, the opposite of, you know, being solid, or, you know, stand upish in your position, right? So I would just say, you know, replace that fear with courage, right? With just in courage can just mean a question, a conversation, a free consultation. See what I did there? What I did there?
See you, kid.
Listen, that's just something I wanted to speak about today. I'm just starting to notice, like, right before people jump over, you know, jump in, they got something, they pull themselves back. You know what I'm saying? It's like double dutch. You know, they're about to jump in, and then they just can't find that opening, I guess, in their mind. But you know, I know you had a lot to say on this, just Jerry. But if you have any last words for him, you know, I'll let you go ahead and have the floor.
Absolutely. No, I'll say it's time. It's time. It's been time. If you wait, you're gonna wait forever. It's never gonna be a good time. It's never. You're always gonna find an excuse. Right now, 2024, you should be talking about, I'm getting into real estate. That's what should be your conversation, your goal, and And if you need any help, H.G.R.G _club. We're in every platform. Or you can just hit us on HGRG.club. I'm good.
Yeah, to Jerry's point, we could be reached on all social media, HGRG _club. Lance, Jerry, and I, we also do the lives and all this good stuff. So tap in. I'm sure there's a way for you to find us. Right now, I know it's a time of year where people have resolutions. I'm not really a resolution person, but people in the beginning of the year, for some reason, they want to fix their life, right? They look back at last year, what they did wrong, and they focus their energy on the beginning of this year and try to fix that and make a resolution to get themselves together. I say push those resolutions to the side and you just make life-changing decisions today. It don't matter what's going to happen next week. It don't matter what's going to happen, in 3 or 4 days. I mean, in the large scale of things, if you don't take one step today towards tomorrow.
All right, guys, listen, like these guys said, if fear in the unknown, if you're fearing the unknown and you don't know, what to do next, and that's what's stopping you, go to HGRG.club, hit us up, get a free consultation. I think it's 2024. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I think with Jerry's responses, we're kind of sick of hearing, you not wanting to move forward for reasons unknown when you're talking about preparing yourself to move forward. Once you're prepared, let's go. You're ready for war. You're ready for battle.
Those are your parents. Those are who are your brothers and sisters and whoever. Be a trailblazer.
Yeah.
Be the first one in your family to do something.
That's a fact. Preach that shit, bro.
Be a trailblazer. Be different. Step outside. You willing to take that risk for nothing. Take that risk for something.
Yep. You know how dope it is to have 10 properties under your name?
Talk heavy.
That's what I'm saying.
Talk to me nice.
You throw me that go get it's all right, yeah. Listen, you just let us know. Listen, we appreciate you guys. From our mouths to your ears. We'll see you on the next one.
Let's go.
Yeah. What they saying? I'm so divine. I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine. I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They